I'm live. And I'm going to do a bit of a rant for whoever's going to join me, listen, or whatever, because I'm kind of pissed this morning. And I have every reason to be, I think. My little medicinal helper. No painkillers. So here we go. This morning. This is not environmental exactly, but this is just something that just so pissed me off that I can't even, I can't get my head around it. But I can, because we live in fascist America. Well, here we go. A friend of mine on Facebook has posted a video, and it showed ICE agents getting on a Trailways bus that was going from Rochester, New York to New York City, okay? Rochester, New York is off of Lake Ontario. These ICE agents were questioning everyone on the bus. Are you a U.S. citizen? You know, they were doing what they do at the border. Rochester, New York is not at the border. These guys, if I could show you this, I'd like to try, but I mean, I'm sitting outside and it's hot as hell out. I put it on my Facebook page because I wanted to share it, and I'm trying not to do political stuff, but on a goddamn bus. And what is it? What do they think? Are aliens coming in from Lake Ontario? Are they swimming over to get on that Trailways bus to go to New York City? It just pissed me off. And then some of the people's comments were just really annoying, and it just, oh my God. It just pissed me off. We live in the United Fascist States of America, and it's getting worse. And for the people that defend this, that ICE gets onto a stinking bus in Rochester and asks people for ID or their citizenship or whatever. I've never seen anything like this except if it was at the border. In Rochester, going to New York City. So what is this all about? It's a waste. It's ridiculous. It's sowing fear in people, and it really made me mad. I mean, just so freaking mad that I went off on a tangent, because I can't believe it. If I was on that bus, I would not have talked to the guy at all. I don't even know what I would have said, because the guy that videoed it, Mike, is awesome. I mean, Mike is awesome. He videoed it, and he's got a page also on Facebook that is, I'll put up the link. But right now, I'm not happy with Facebook anyway, okay? They suck. They censored me again, and I'll tell you why they censored me again. So talking about, you know, this ICE on the bus and this censorship on freaking Facebook, and I'm glad they lost money. I hope they fucking lose all of it. Anyway, I posted, so I don't know, I did something, maybe I shared something a couple of times too many, and they stopped me, right, up until it was supposed to be yesterday. So I put on the group page the video. It's an animated video called There Is No Tomorrow, and it's about peak oil. It was made in 2016. It's a really good video. It explains everything about return on investment and all of the things about peak oil. And I just shared it to one group, right? And Facebook nabbed me and restricted me from joining or posting in groups, or, you know, which really shuts me down from anything in Facebook, because I shared it once. So obviously, either the words triggered something like there is no tomorrow, or I really don't know what triggered it. I really do not know this time what triggered it. But I am getting so disgusted with everything that's going on in this fucking shithole country right now.
What in
and
the
I'm
hell
pissed
has
off.
your doomer chick panties in such a wad? I'm goddamn half a mile from here unloading my gas sucking truck, and all I can hear is this crazy doomer chick. What in the hell are you screaming about
I'm
over
screaming
here?
about that video I showed you. I'm screaming about the fact that we are just going to hell in this country.
Oh,
We are
you mean
becoming
the
a
police state video
Yeah.
that Alex Jones and Chris Hedges has been warning us about for the
fuck
past
Alex
10
Jones.
years?
Fuck him.
So,
I'm just
yeah.
I'm in an F mood kind of day. And it's early here in New York. I mean, what is it? It's early. And
It's like 11 o'clock in the morning and there's sweat dripping down my damn face.
Well,
the fucking planet's on fire.
yeah, it's hot here.
Good God almighty. And she's talking about some little pissant cop on
It wasn't
damn
a pissant
bus.
cop. It was ICE, and they were on a fucking Trailways bus from Rochester, New York, and all I could think of was, geez, what alien swam across Lake Ontario to get on that
I think
bus?
it was Vegematic. 'Cause the
Never
Vegematic
saw.
I know is trying to sneak into your party. So we have Donald Trump has the entire goddamn Border Patrol on high alert that Sandy's having a party and Vegematic is on his way swimming across.
They can't see but your pants.
Vegematic's taking a raft across lake. Which lake is that? Lake
no,
Ontario.
he can come over Lake Ontario, Lake Erie.
Lake
can come
Erie.
over
All
Lake
right,
Erie
you're on
if
the
he
wrong
wants.
lake, Vegematic. Come over Lake Erie. I'm sure
Oh,
there's
shit.
some sub-Saharan African who can teach you how to do this.
Oh well. So my
Anyway,
major
I
league,
gotta go back to
All right, you go do what
unpacking
you're
my
doing.
gas-sucking truck.
and all
get
they
the
can
hell outta
see is your
here.
little peepee in this video. Standing there with your pants showing, your crotch
Standing there
in
with
the
my pants on.
crotch. No,
Well,
crotch
it's so
in the
goddamn
video.
hot. I want to take my fucking pants off, but I don't think the Doomosphere is ready.
No, I'm
I
not
don't
ready
think
for
the Doomosphere is ready.
Oh my God! All right. Anyway,
Sancho,
so
get over here.
let me continue with my shrill, whining, screaming voice, because that was another commentary I got, that my voice sucks and people can't listen to me. Well, guess what? I have no control over my voice, and now it's even worse. You know, plus I come from New York City originally, so that twang never freaking goes away. So to that person that didn't like my voice, fuck you. Okay, we'll go on. If you don't like me, don't listen. If you don't like what I say, then go off the channel, shut your computer, because I'm in a mood and this is a rant. So I'm going to go on to the next thing that has really been pissing me off, and that is all of these people that are on these sites coming on to say that the weather in California, the fires have been, started by this concerted effort of the deep state. California's a blue state. It's DEW, it's HAARP, it's all this other shit. First of all, HAARP is having an open house in Alaska. So if you really want to know what it's about, go to Alaska and find out, okay? And second of all, California has been drier than dry. We know it's a wildfire state, and fire tornadoes happen due to a conglomeration of all kinds of different things. Okay, I'm not a scientist, but I'm looking for the information because, the government does suck. I'm pissed at ICE. The CIA has done disgusting, ugly things, but I'm sorry, I draw a line at a concerted effort because to me, what it's doing for all these people to be screaming that DEW and all this is it's taking away the fact that we as humans and capitalism and all of the things that we've lived through is destroying the environment, okay? We are destroying the environment. Climate change is real, and I saw it on a video last night. They're saying, oh, climate change isn't real because the goddamn deep state is doing it. So, you know what? Don't watch me if you don't like what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but this is how I feel. And I found an article from 2013 in the Washington Post. Oh my God, fake news! I don't like Jeff Bezos, but I don't even know if he freaking owned it back then. Okay. And hello, global environmentalists, formerly naked environmentalists. Let's go. So this article was from 2013. Weather control conspiracy theories, scientifically unjustifiable. I'm only going to pick a couple of things out on this one. Major disasters attract major attention. Whenever a plane crashes or a hurricane makes landfall, the event draws international news coverage and countless internet postings. Most of the time, people take experts at face value when they try to explain the science behind why a certain event happened. but for a small and vocal segment of society, the truth is hardly that is all. Enter the conspiracy theorists. No matter how silly or factually incorrect they seem, conspiracy theories represent a real strain of thought, and we know that. And I'm not putting people down. I'm just saying this is not my thing, and it's not on my channel. And yes, I'm outraged because I read, listen, the guy just had a comment on the live stream. He says, you're outraged. Why shouldn't I be outraged? Why should people be harassed on a bus going to goddamn New York from Rochester? And then if anybody's actually really mad at that, your white privilege is showing. I'm angry because, let's see, we are over 400 ppm, 412 ppm of carbon in the atmosphere. We're going to hit 2C. The planet is burning up. Why shouldn't I be outraged? Most of the time I'm quiet or I do nice little things. But guess what? This morning, I'm not so happy. And I can be that way. And if I want to scream on my property, I can. These fuckers behind me shoot all the time when they come up. So anyway, let me do my rant. I just want to do my rant, okay? Spell out how it says this administration is fascist assholes and environmental destroyers. You're goddamn right they are. They are the real... I can't hardly read it, though, because it goes too fast. So let me go with this one. So anyway... The main weather control theories revolve, and this is 2013, still going on, around the thought that the United States government controls the weather through a technology called HAARP, and then HAARP, an acronym for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, is a large array of high-frequency radio antennas in Gacona, Alaska. Actually, it doesn't even belong to the government anymore. And guess what? It belongs to a private company, and they're having an open house in Alaska, like I said before. And global environmentalists said I should be mad at the politicians. What do you think? I'm not mad at the politicians? I'm working to get rid of a creep in my district. I don't know if you've watched me too much. I interview progressive politicians. I'm angry at a lot of things, and so should all of you be. But my anger goes to activism. High forest, all industrial people are destroying our planet. Goddamn right. But let me just finish this because, whether you believe this stuff or not, I don't, okay? Despite the evil doings of all our planets, all the planet eaters. That's the deep state, the planet eaters. So the purpose of HAARP was to determine how the ionosphere, or the upper layers of atmosphere, affects radio signals, with the ultimate goal of helping to develop more advanced radio communication technology, and blah, blah, blah. They go on this, and then other people say, oh, no. HAARP has been blamed for pretty much everything that's happened since the mid-1990s. Terrorist attacks, car accidents, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, nightmares, toothaches, bad dreams, bad dates, you name it. That's HAARP. So several for-profit websites claim that they have hardware that can detect HAARP-generated energy across the contiguous United States, and that severe weather will occur where these hot spots show up on their detectors. No, I'm sorry. But climate change and all the bullshit we spew into the environment, including jet fuel remnants and all that crap, I'm not going to go there either, right? Because I could, but I'm not going to. All of that, everything, the stupid vehicles in my driveway, the furnace, the wood stove, even though I love to say that I have a goddamn catalytic converter, big deal. I'm still polluting. Everything does. We fart and we're polluting, all right? So this person that wrote this said, I've made a point of clicking over to these HAARP weather websites near several predicted weather outbreaks in 2013. And this is before the orange one, okay? This is before that complete freaking moron. But it wasn't before the takeover started. The Tea Party, the right wing, the whole enchilada has been going on for how long, right? Oh, and there was a fire. Zolvrak said something about fire starting people. There was one person that was found to have started a fire. Just, some random clueless fucking moron, either being paid to do it or doing it. I don't know the story because, of course, there is no story that I can find right now, okay? So HAARP does not and cannot control the weather. And neither can DEW and whatever you all want to think that think it. I'm sorry, please go to the sciences and read them. It's just so much easier, though, I guess, for 67,000 and 80,000 and 90,000 and 100,000 people to believe all of this crap than actually absorb the reality of where we are. I think it's a lot less scary to believe in the boogeyman, because the boogeyman usually, as you grew up, was not real, unless you married one. So HAARP does not and cannot control the weather. While the frequencies are high-powered, it doesn't have nearly enough energy to do anything over the lower 48, let alone specifically target communities for destructions like ones we see in science fiction movies. Both common sense and a basic understanding of meteorology debunk the conspiracy theory surrounding HAARP's alleged ability to control the weather. But what about something closer to home, say right above us? They go into contrails and chemtrails. I don't want to go into that right now. That's for another day. Basically, it's just that, you know, sprayed by aircraft for nefarious purposes, usually to control the weather, make us sick, control our minds, or whatever. And I have debunked that, you know, but we don't follow it. I don't follow Dane Wigington. I don't care what anybody says. I read his stuff and it's always the same. He can talk about climate change and then he goes on and he talks about how it's all really being caused by, you know, these nefarious people doing it to us and they're killing us. And they. We know who they is. They is the fucking Koch brothers. They is, read Dark Money by Jane Mayer. Read the book. You'll learn. You'll learn. So, liquids are heavy. 1 gallon of jet fuel weighs approximately 6.7 pounds. You know, and so weight and fuel and they're talking about all this stuff. There's no room, they say, to put all this stuff in a plane, you know. Additives, whatever. But that's really what I really wanted to start on, was how we're just being inundated by so much crap all the time. So to go back over this, I'll just finish up. The people want to believe conspiracy will believe it no matter what you tell them. If you try to explain the science and prove the theory wrong, you're wrong, because that's just what they want you to think. And you know, there's some people I know that do subscribe to all this and believe it, and I love them even though that they do, because I can't change what other people think and I can still love people, but I feel for them. Participating in discussions about these theories can be entertaining, but it becomes a problem when people start pushing anti-science as a legitimate alternative to reality. This was written by Dennis Mercero, who grew up in Virginia, and he writes also, well, back in 13, wrote for the Daily Cause. So to end this whole little rant, you know, that started with the ICE agents on the bus that just ticked me off this morning in Rochester, New York, you know, for what? And then 3 of those schleps were sitting around, you know. Just, you know, just to harass people. I'd like to know how much money they make a year. Started with that, and then it started with the little video that just seemed to pop up on my YouTube about HAARP. Yes, Robert says reptilian equals Republican. Well, you all know how I feel. You know, I'm a progressive. I will vote for a Democrat that is progressive thinking like me, but I will not vote for someone who's going to continue the onslaught of deranged fascist thinking, dictatorship, brainwashing people who are following Trump no matter what he does because of the narrative of hate, the spewing of hate, and basing, you know, getting people to fear because fear sells. Fear sells. So fear of those ICE agents on the bus. Fear, Boris Dweller says, wrong, Robert, reptilians are worldwide. Yeah, they are. But fear of the ICE agents, fear of aliens, that are going to pick the vegetables and clean your freaking house. Because really who started this whole thing was the elite wealthy people, because they didn't want to pay taxes because they're fucking cheap. Well, here I am today with my rant. Rant, 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 rant. And it was really building up in me. ICE agents, HAARP. Let's just say that everything is, there's no climate change because it's all a government plot. Thanks for listening to my rant. Bye, guys.